say we have a problem, but every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello. Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Y'all know what that means by now.
What does that mean?
It's
it
between two beards. Loaded week this week, Pluggo. Loaded.
Let them know.
A lot of things to talk about. I'm in the mood. I'm excited. We're here.
We're not late.
Shut up. I'm just kidding.
You're late.
Everybody. We're not late, bro. It's literally 8.
Hey,
when we went live,
Tim?
it was
Who's
8
your
p.m.,
Tim?
brother. I mean, I think having no quarterback is an upgrade from his last one. So, we'll talk. There's some movement going on in other sports.
Yes.
Cody, good to see you, buddy. Here to enjoy some B2B while also enjoying Impact Wrestling, rock and roll. Glad to have you here, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. Lot of stuff to talk about. Huge week. We had AEW Revolution on Sunday. We had a really good AEW Dynamite last night that Pluggo you had to skip on the watch along, so we can talk about that as well. We had a big return.
Yeah.
Or actually a big debut technically, but everyone knew it was happening, so it felt like a return, but a big debut on Dynamite last night. We had NXT 2.0. Dolph Ziggler's the new NXT champion. What the hell's going on around here? And I'm just
gonna tell you right now, JPJ, if you're getting choked out, bro, I'm gonna dance my way to help you out.
Yeah. And, you know,
I got
we got baseball. The lockout ended today. You know how you and I love baseball.
I think they're listening to you because they banned the shift, too.
Damn right. You got to do what you got to. Not all the time, but damn it.
Rob,
baseball's back.
Listening to us.
Baseball's back. Football madness this week. Quarterbacks getting traded all over the place.
Khalil
Mack got traded today. March Madness is starting. Good Lord. What a week. What a week. First and foremost, Pluggo.
Oh, man.
How are you, buddy? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a week. Little Owen had his surgeries, doing all right, so I had to take some time to help him mend up, but he's doing good. Hanging in there. Honestly, today's been a bit of a tough one for me. My dad, 2 years ago today, passed away from cancer, so I'm rocking his hat. Only fitting that baseball's back as well. I know he would have loved this show. He would have been in all the jokes. He would have loved you, JPJ. He would have gave you all the tips and said, "Hey, you know, this is what my son is. Make fun of him for this. Make fun of him for that." But it would have been a good spirit. So shout out to Papa Pluggo. You know,
yeah. And we were talking a little.
But I will say that it's a great day to be talking wrestling. Get your mind off that. It's a hell of a week. So you're right. Let's do this, baby. What were you saying?
Well, yeah, no, and I was going to say we were talking a little bit before when you said you were going to give him a shout out, and my dad also passed away. We found out, together that my dad also passed away from cancer. Yeah. It was a while ago. This year will be 10 years without my old man. But same thing. I have the same thing about what you think your dad. Same. Like he would be in the chat giving me shit. Yeah. All the time in a good way. He was the best.
It's been a nice change of pace.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be in there instead of everyone picking on you. My dad would be picking on me, so it'd be a little more balanced.
There you go.
But yeah, so shout out to Papa Pluggo on today. I know obviously what that can be like, and that's never goes away. Right. But the longer I feel like the longer you are without people, when you remember them, you really only remember the really good things. So, and most of the time with my dad were really good things. I know I don't have any negatives to remember, but the longer, you appreciate the time you had with them, the longer it goes, So,
for sure.
But yeah, condolences. And this show tonight is for Papa Pluggo. That's what we're doing.
Thank you. Not to bring everything down, but let's kick it back. Like I said, wrestling is my escape. This is I've been looking forward to this all day because this is what I get. This is what I look forward to. I love talking wrestling. Gets me through some tough times. Football, everything. This week, it never ceases to amaze me that what the news brings. I mean, I don't even know where to start tonight, honestly.
I mean, we can literally start. I have right now on my checkoff sheet, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 things we can talk about. We're going to talk about Lord Regal. We're going to talk about Lord Regal. So you want to start with AEW? Talk a little like combined Revolution and Dynamite kind of chat.
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. Man,
they are knocking it out of the park. Man.
They are. Well, we've been saying it for about a little over a month, maybe 2 now, but they have hit their groove. They have hit their groove, and they are just, straight on, pedal to the metal, rocking and rolling.
It felt like Revolution had far more hits than it did misses.
Oh yeah, I think Revolution was a very good top of the line pay-per-view. The match of the night for me was Punk and MJF. That was just a masterpiece. I think the way it was brutal. A lot of callbacks. The Wardlow moment was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
just the way that played out. The crowd, the CM Punk, and I'm not a big Ring of Honor guy. My first glimpse of CM Punk was WWE. Right, I knew I watched the documentary on him. I went back and I know his history. I know the Ring of Honor stuff. I've seen the stuff with Joe and Raven and that type of stuff. But I wasn't a fan of Punk's Ring of Honor. And there was this discourse from some people on social medias that were like, well, that wasn't for everybody. Like I didn't understand that. So that, that entrance didn't make sense to me. And I'm like,
not everything's for everybody.
Correct. And I'm sitting there going like, hey, once Excalibur kind of says, oh, this was his Ring of Honor music in my brain,
hey,
I'm
boss.
like, oh, hey, what's going on, boss man? Always good to see you, buddy.
Burning the building down.
I know, exactly. No, we kept it tame tonight for you. There's just too much to talk about. Too much. Yeah, I'm not a big Ring of Honor guy. At first, I did not know that was his Ring of Honor theme song. But once Excalibur said, I knew it was an AFI song. I know that song.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dope, AFI. All right, cool. That's right up my alley.
But guess what? It's great. I always say this. You know what? When the Forbidden Door opens and New Japan people show up or see them, they make callbacks and people are talking about it. What does it make me do? I go look it up and then I go check it out and I decide, was that for me or not? Like, I don't just go, oh, they're we complain that the other brand doesn't ever pay off the long-term fan or give us, they act like we're dumb and don't know that last week they were with somebody else and they just like they make us feel like Mia Yim isn't a part of Retribution when clearly that's her.
Yeah.
But then we're also complaining that, oh, that's too long-term. That's some callback. I didn't want. Yeah, you may not have watched it. It may not have been for you. I didn't know that was from his Ring of Honor days. Admittedly, in the year 2000 or whenever, when was he in Ring of Honor? Like his peak? Like I know Ring of Honor started in like 2000.
Yeah, his peak was I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm gonna say mid 2000s.
Yeah,
2002 to 2005 or something like that.
All right, let me age myself. 2002, as we got our producer down there doing this because he went 2 and 2. Hello, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
But what I'm saying, so I'm in 2002, right?
We got a raid. Josh raiding us, doing the damn thing. Thank you, Josh, for the raid. Everybody hopping in here. We just started. We are Between Two Beards over here on Love Wrestling. We are talking a little AEW Revolution and Dynamite. But we got a whole gamut of things. We're going to talk some WWE 2K22, which I'm sure if you're coming from Josh's stream, you just saw him playing that. The game is awesome so far. I've had it for a few days. Yeah, congratulations to Josh, 2K. The partnership with them, that is awesome for him. I know he's stoked on it, and we are stoked for him. Josh is a tremendous friend of ours and a tremendous friend
Josh Robinson
of the show. So if you guys want to hang in, we're going to be talking some wrestling, some WWE 2K22. Me and Pluggo are nerdy sports guys too, so we're going to talk some baseball, football, but it's going to be really a lot of wrestling, wrestling. But there's a lot of things to talk about today.
Yeah, and if you're just sitting there, I was talking CM Punk, and I know I'm a huge CM Punk guy. Number is like my favorite wrestler. But in 2002, I am just some, believe it or not, some nerdy little skinny high school kid. Like, and the internet's not where it is now.
No, and
so I knew of the WWE. That's what I knew. And WCW when I was young, that was it. That as far as I knew was like WCW, ECW, WWE. I didn't even know the indies existed.
Yep.
And that's just because it wasn't. But now, like today, everybody and their mother knows because it's right there. It's readily available. So no, I don't know. I'm not a wrestling historian. I don't claim to be. So yeah, stuff like that just makes me go, let me check that out. Let me see what they're talking about. Okay, now it's going to make more sense. I don't just immediately write it off because I've never seen it before. And come on, guys, come on, wrestling fans, let's be better. Let's be better.
Yeah, we need to be.
2002, I'm in high school trying to get out of doing homework. I'm not worrying about Ring of Honor. Like, no offense to Ring of Honor. Like, I discovered Ring of Honor later on. It's like the Eddie Kingston thing. Like, people on the internet, there's this like weird little subset of people that are like, oh, you didn't know him at his indies, you don't deserve this Eddie Kingston. It's like, no, I discovered him here, and now I'm gonna backlog all the stuff I want to catch. Like, that's how you discovered. I just don't understand that whole like genre of like, just because you didn't find them at the beginning doesn't mean you can't be a fan.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I feel like I used to deal with that a lot in the music. Like, I would find new bands. I would find new bands, back in my 18, 19-year-old, like, emo sad boy days, which still exist at 36. But back when I was in the height of it, I would be like, oh, yeah, I found this band. And someone would be like, oh, I already know them, bro. They're not that good anymore. And I'm like, all right, well, I wasn't asking for your opinion. So F off. Get the hell out of here.
The idea should just be to discover, and then you make your opinion from there.
Correct. Like, you discover, and then you say, no, that's not for me. Or you go, hey, I really like this. Let me continue to discover more of this.
I can tell you right now, I was not a Cubs fan when they first existed in 1886. Like, it's just, I found them when I was I did find them when I was very, very young because my grandmother raised me on Cubs baseball.
Yeah.
But still, nobody's like, you can't be a fan of the Cubs because you weren't there from the beginning.
You weren't there at the beginning, bro. Yeah. Bro, you weren't there at the beginning, all right? Bandwagon jumper.
You don't remember.
Yeah, when'd you come in? 1980 what? How old are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, Astrid, how are you? Me and Astrid were joined by Josh last night. He was a good fill-in for you over at the All Elite Sidecast, which will be every Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here on this same channel. But yeah, man.
Daddy Pluggo had to take care of business yesterday, so unfortunately wrestling had to take a back seat. But that's the beauty of what we got going on with the Sidecast, is we've got 3 awesome people in place so that if we have to change some things up and get some new people in, we can do that. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and Astrid is correct. We did miss you.
I missed you guys.
Not to toot your own horn, but we did miss you. So as far as Revolution goes, what I know, I said the match of the night for me was MJF and Punk. What stuck out to you? What, obviously, Mr. Regal showing up was a big time deal.
I loved the swerve moment when he came out. Yep. Dude looks like I'm gonna say it, a fucking star.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't take my swear.
It's okay.
But the dude looks like $1 million. I'm excited. That was great. The Regal stuff with Mox and Danielson, like
unbelievable.
Like oh my god. Like admittedly, that was one where I didn't know if he would debut on Dynamite. I thought maybe since the ROH acquisition, that would be maybe where they'd slide Regal in to kind of head that. Yep. But to see him show up at Revolution and then show up again on Wednesday with them, it's like, oh man, that like the 3 of them, and that's a callback from years ago, back in like the FCW days, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, don't hate on it. It looks awesome. It's a good show. Like they did.
It was a great show.
The Sammy spot with Cassidy though was very scary.
Very scary. Well, he had another one last night that was insane.
I think that has
Christ,
to do with,
man, come on, bro.
I think that has to do with him not having the title. I think he needs to heal up. I know but Sammy, buddy, and I said this about Darby from the beginning. Like, we love you. You do crazy stuff for us, but dude, like sometimes you got to know like when to like, that's not worth the rest of my career.
Yeah.
Whew.
Moxley and Dane. So the Regal thing. Let's talk about Regal for a second.
All right, let's do it.
He gets released by WWE however many months ago, and that was one of the ones that was like really shocking. Where everyone was like, "Why would you get rid of that guy with like his eye for talent behind the scene, his mind? Like, why? What? Why would you do that?" But anyway, you would assume that anybody would be interested in Regal, not even for on-screen stuff, for behind-the-scenes stuff, like a coach, a talent consultant, whatever. You know what I mean? Then you see him at Revolution, and he comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like he's like It's William
And he
Regal.
headbutted Mox.
And then he comes in, and it's with the Moxley and Danielson, and you're like, oh, what is this? Like and then you're like, this is the perfect guy. 100% HCW, 100%. Mox is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Period.
He is, and he's just on another level right now. Like,
yeah,
since he's came back, like he's reinvented, he's reinvigorated. Like even before the alcohol stuff, like he was on the top of his game. But like now, it's just like I can't wait to see what the next year looks like for Mox.
For real,
I'm excited.
So then Regal shows up. He gets in there, and he's kind of like, looking at Moxley, and then he slaps him, and then headbutts him.
You've got to have the biggest set of balls to slap Moxley in the face and get away with it.
Yeah, and then he goes over, slaps Danielson, and the whole time I'm sitting there, and I'm going, this has completely shocked me. Like, I did not ask for this. I didn't even expect this. This is a completely, like, I was marking out, like, holy crap. I did not see this coming. But once I was in the ring, and I was like, is he going to, like, man it? Like, is he going to be in charge of them? In my brain, I was like, I didn't know I needed this or this was going to happen, but this makes perfect sense.
Right?
Like, perfect sense.
All the stuff Danielson has been saying the last weeks, and then you just add Regal to it. It's just, okay.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, that's incredible. And then last night, he comes out. They have a tag match, their first tag match together. They handle. Who was it? It was Anthony Henry. And
the Workhorseman, JD Drake.
JD Drake, yes.
Which I love Anthony Henry.
I like JD. I'm a big fan of JD Drake. Yeah. He wrestles locally a lot around here before he kind of got signed elsewhere. Yeah. So I'm very familiar with him. I like him a lot as well. They make quick work of them, like as you would expect, relatively an easy match. And then Regal gets on the mic last night, and he, it was incredible. I know he came out and apologized today on social media that he went over time, and a little bit of it, you could tell he was it's the first time he was cutting a promo like that, something like that in the ring. Like he's cut promos on NXT. But it was never like that type of thing. You know what I mean? Not often, at least. And there was a little bit of times where he was kind of rambling a tad, or he was just kind of like, you could tell he was like just kind of going off script a little bit. But the moment that he had with Shivani, where he got emotional and he was like, hey, like I've never said this, but 29 years ago, whatever, how many years ago, like when I first came over here, you really helped me and you didn't have to. And I always remember, and he was getting emotional, and you could see Tony getting emotional, and Tony kind of like patted him on the back a little bit. And then he starts talking about Bryan Danielson. And he goes, it was a tremendous moment, Asher. We, all three of us, me, you, and Josh, were like, oh, we were like, what a sweet, like, great moment that was. And then he starts talking about Danielson, and he goes, I was that type of wrestler. He goes, but I had my own demons, a few thousand bottles later, everyone knows Regal's history with stuff like that. And I think that's where, like, that's where the comparison to Mox, or like his, like he knows where Mox has been because of that and things like that. So, but then he looks at Bryan Danielson, and he goes, this guy right here is the perfect wrestler. He goes, he is what I should have been. He is the perfect wrestler. And you can see in real time, like, I don't think Bryan Danielson knew that was coming, because you can see his reaction when he says that. And he's like trying not to smile. Like you can tell he's like a kid that's like, oh my God, my hero just called me a perfect wrestler. You know what I mean? Like one of my heroes literally just said I was really good at this. Like it was just amazing. And then
look at those emojis.
Yeah.
You want to get your hands on some of the beautiful emojis from Love Wrestling? Go ahead and hit that sub button. You get that sub button, you get to put our faces all over anything you want.
Correct.
I say do that.
Yep. And then he turns to Mox and he says, and you're the guy that if people get out of line, you handle business. And it's just like, it just makes perfect sense. I'm glad to see Regal back. I'm glad to see Regal emotional about it. You can tell that he's excited. Yeah. And, man, I love William Regal.
Yeah, he's going to do good things with Mox and Danielson. I think he would do good things wherever you put him. I think he's that good. So,
yeah.
But I am interested to see what they decide to do here. I hope it becomes like this, Regal's like running it, and then you got just these two pillars, and then I hope that they end up with the Lee Moriartys of the world and the Wheeler Yutas, and then they start this just wrecking people. Like Oh, give me that. And Regal's just pulling strings.
Well, I think it was no coincidence that Wheeler Yuta had the next match after that segment. Like after that segment, the next person that we saw come out on the screen was Wheeler Yuta, who was
like,
one of the
I'd
guys
love
that
to see
Danielson
them
mentioned in the first promo.
I'd love to see him like sitting ringside, just coming down, just scouting.
Yeah.
Just doing that. And just basically like those three guys could run AEW if they wanted. Yeah. Like, who's stopping them? Like, who's stopping them?
Yeah.
If I came to you in AEW and I said, I'm taking Danielson and Moxley, who you bring into that fight that you're going to 100% feel confident you're going to win? You're just not. I mean, there's some dogs, don't get me wrong, but it's like, man, I got Danielson and Mox. They should be tag team champions.
So Cody says that AEW apparently moved Regal to the wrestler page, not the, I don't know if they have a manager's page or like but he's on the wrestlers page. Do we think he'll wrestle? I mean, he's older. He hasn't wrestled in a long time. When was the last match that he wrestled?
Tully
probably against Ambrose, right? He was had some stuff with it.
Yeah.
I mean, but Tully Blanchard wrestled the match.
Yeah. Sting's still going.
Yeah, Sting is still going.
Sting did that crazy
I think Sting's
spot.
older. Sting is older than Regal, right? I think
Sting's in his 60s. I think
Sting's in his 60s. I think Regal's what? If I had to guess, 57, 50, like in his 50s, maybe 50s.
Somebody Google
mid to late 50s. I don't know. He's 53, so that's so he's almost 10 years younger than Sting, and we saw at Revolution Sting jump off a balcony through 6 tables or whatever it was, 4 tables, whatever he did.
Yeah, say what you will about Sting, but he gets your pay-per-view money's worth. Like, he doesn't phone it in. He's not phoning this shit in. Like, that's crazy.
No.
Like, he's 63. He's jumping through 2 tables off of a balcony. Like, what are you doing, dude, Sting? What blows my mind is the WWE wouldn't use him for years because they were afraid that he would get hurt. Which is funny though, because in the WWE setting they are so controlled that like they would have given him the most basic matches, and we probably would have crapped on him and said they weren't great. And then he's over here at AEW, he's like, oh, that's 60 feet in the air. Screw it, I'm gonna jump off of it. I don't care. I'm Sting. The wrestling world is nuts right now.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy.
So you have the Regal stuff. Wardlow's
awesome.
Wardlow won the Face of the Revolution match. Then in the
DDP
CM Punk
Yoga for sure.
DDP Yoga. That's legit stuff.
I need to start. Hey, DDP, if you're listening, bro, hook us up with one of those trials.
That's legit stuff.
Sponsor us so I can do DDP Yoga for free.
Exactly. So then you have Wardlow wins the Face of the Revolution. Then later on, he gets involved in the CM Punk MJF match. MJF is yelling for him. He comes out. He asks for the ring. Wardlow says, "Oh, he can't find it. I must have forgot it." CM Punk hits the GTS. And then Wardlow goes, "Oh, I found it. Found the ring." And he pulls it out. The crowd's like, "Oh," and he looks at CM Punk. And he just leaves it right there in the ring and just goes, and he turns around and walks away. And the crowd absolutely loses their shit. They're chanting Wardlow. He looks like a million. He's strutting his stuff back up the ramp like, yeah, that's right. I'm the man.
He's the face of the Revolution, baby.
Oh, my God. It was fantastic. That moment made Wardlow. Don't get me wrong. And then he cut, you know what, last night on Dynamite, cut a pretty damn good promo, too. A pretty damn good promo. He talked about his family history and growing up poor. He talked about his mom working multiple jobs, single mom, so he said, he had to do what he had to do to get money, and signing with MJF, even though he's trash, it was his way to get the foot in the door. And he says, but now he's free and he's the face of the Revolution. And, we can just we'll mismatch our way around here because that's kind of what we do. In the main event of Dynamite last night, we saw Scorpio Sky upset and defeat Sammy Guevara to become the new TNT champion. And part of the reason is next week, Wardlow is winning that shit. Yeah. He's winning that shit.
Or they're going to do Scorpio Sky dirty like that?
Well, here's the thing. What I think should happen. So you can go two ways. You can go two ways here. All right. MJF screws Wardlow next week. Scorpio Sky keeps the title. And then it's Wardlow and MJF, which is fine. That will work perfectly fine. But I think what would be better, is if Wardlow wins and then MJF goes, I'm taking the title.
I like the idea of MJF
and then Wardlow
being
needs to beat
above
MJF.
the TNT title, though. I love him just.
Well,
being
yes,
like,
that's where he belongs, but it's an asshole move from an asshole.
That's true.
And then Wardlow can beat MJF for the title.
Okay.
And you have a stipulation. If he wins, he gets the title and he's free of MJF and whatever. That way, and I do understand. I think MJF is the next AEW heavyweight champion. I think that's what he should be.
For his character, I think he should not want, if he's doing what you're saying, which I agree, I think he should win it or something somehow, and then just be like, I don't want this thing. Put it in a tournament or something. Like, but
MJF's an asshole.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
but if Wardlow wins and then he just goes, nah, I'm good. Like, yeah, that's him being pompous.
No, I want to take it. He wants to take it from Wardlow out of spite because he's an asshole. But if he gets it, I don't want him to keep it. I want him to be like, here, take this. I was just doing it out of spite to keep it from Wardlow.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. Maybe he gives it to Spears or something like that. But
I love it. I love that Wardlow is finally.
And I think that I think Punk. That's where Punk's going to go. I would think that maybe at Double or Nothing, the next pay-per-view, we get Punk and Hangman for the title. I think that would be a good way to go there. I don't know. I just think
Dante Martin should have won. I'm just kidding.
Well, here's the thing, right? Cody's won the TNT title, and that was because he couldn't challenge for the world title.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara, Miro, they've had dudes, legitimate dudes. Brody. Yeah. They've had legitimate dudes be the TNT champion. While I do agree with you for the most part that I do like MJF considering himself to be bigger than the TNT title.
Yeah.
It would be the ultimate last dickhead move in this story for Wardlow to be like, hey, I'm free. I'm not going to continue to go after MJF. I just want to do my own thing, for him to win the title and then MJF to come out and go, yeah, you're not done with me. Under our contract, this title is mine. So I'm taking this title. Thanks for winning it for me. And then the story becomes Wardlow going, nah, I won that shit. I want to, and then they go that way. Because you can't have my thing is
for the title or something.
If you want to build Wardlow to be the star that I think they want him to be, he can't lose the match to MJF. No. You know what I mean? He has to he needs to win this story, you know? And I feel like
MJF's just taking losses, man.
But I mean, he's for the most part, he's kind of bulletproof. He's just so good.
Yeah, he is. But he's also now kind of like, does he win the big one? Because every time they put him in these big spots, like Punk got the win back, Jericho got the win back, he lost to Mox for the title. Like, it's weird, but I agree with you. I think Wardlow has to win. I just hope they do it in a way that keeps MJF in the.
But if you notice, so you just said he lost the match to Moxley.
Yeah.
Jericho got the win back. Punk got the win back. Those are like 3 big losses for MJF.
Yeah.
Ambrose used the paradigm shift when it was supposed to be illegal for him to do so in that match.
That's true. Good shout.
Jericho used the bat when it was illegal for him to use that in the match to help him.
I thought it was illegal. He couldn't use the Judas.
Oh no, the Judas effect. Yes, but he used the Judas effect. He used it though, in the match when the ref wasn't looking. But it was illegal for him to do so. And the Wardlow with the ring. Don't get me wrong, it was a dog collar match. There's no rules.
Yeah.
So Punk didn't do anything illegal, but it took Wardlow. You know, and MJF was going to cheat. So I don't feel bad that it happened. But when you're looking at it objectively, it took Wardlow helping CM Punk out to beat MJF. So technically, even though he's lost these 3 big matches, he's lost them by questionable circumstances.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
loss is a loss, bro.
It is. It is.
Just kidding.
No, it is.
I like where this is going, though. And again, this is what we talk about so highly of AEW. It gives you like all these different avenues of ways that they can go, and we wouldn't be disappointed with most of them. Like, that's what I love. It was like, again, they're killing it. They're knocking it out of the park. Yeah. Like, Revolution was an all-time great pay-per-view for them. I think you could slot it up there easily in the top 10. They don't have that many.
10. Have they even had 10?
5.
No,
They've
they
had
have
10
not.
pay-per-views. They have 4.
No, it was a very, very
the top 50, bro. They could put it in the top 50.
It was a very good pay-per-view that I thought,
like it makes me think like the way that they did Revolution, Double or Nothing's got its work cut out for it in terms of like, which they're gonna stack the card. They always
of course
do.
And I feel like I think we're this far into it. 2022, we're coming to year 4 for them.
Yeah,
like that. I think they've established that that's how they do it. Their pay-per-views are spread far apart. There's only 4 a year, and they build those shows as super shows. That's what they do. They just stack the cards. These are super shows. They're going to be 4 or 5 hours long. Please put them back on Saturdays. Please put them back on Saturdays. But they're going to be 4 or 5 hours long.
I agree.
They're super shows. But that's why you get, like, what were we saying last year? 2 pay-per-views ago at All Out. This is one of the best pay-per-views of all time. What were we saying after Full Gear? That was one of the better pay-per-views of all time. What were we saying after Revolution? Man, that was a really damn good pay-per-view. Like
the only pay-per-view that they've had that I think was last year's Revolution with the way it ended, but it was still a good pay-per-view. But the way that death match ended with the sparklers like really left a bad taste in people's mouths.
Yeah.
But even then, I think they realized, oh shit, we got to like show out. So they stacked them. All the pay-per-views after that were just insane.
Yeah, 100%. And Cody says he's talking about the Josh Alexander story. I don't watch Impact regularly, but I know that story of how he returned at the pay-per-view last week, attacked Moose. Seems to be that he's going to be right back in line for the. I
saw that he did an
next
interview
Impact
with
champ,
friend of the show, Sean
Ross. Yeah, he was in studio. So for this week's listing your boy with friend of the show, Sean Ross Sapp and Jimmy Van, he was in studio with Jimmy Van in Toronto, so that he was there the whole time. So it was basically like more of an hour-long interview as opposed to like the normal.
I'll have to listen to that.
I watched more than the first half of it. It was good. He was a good interview. It was a little slow to start, but once he kind of talked about some stuff, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean that like I did catch the little bit about like how he just kind of like this went under the radar, nobody knew it was coming because the way he played it, like he was like, I'm getting
the visa stuff, but that really happened though. That was all legit. He said so. He said that visa stuff part of the story that was legitimate. Like he was really having visa issues, which is why he had to pull out of Terminus and other things because he was really having visa issues. So then they just kind of played it really tight-lipped under everything, and he showed up after the match to confront Moose. I would expect that he is the next Impact Heavyweight Champion, or he's in the short list of. He's the guy you got to build that company around. You bring him back. I'm assuming he signed a pretty lucrative deal for Impact. I would assume a top tier deal for them.
Oh yeah,
he's got to be the dude you build it around. He was the guy that carried the men's division of that company during the last few years. Once some people left and things switched around a bit, it was him as the main dude there.
Moose pull the rug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he finally got his moment, and then Moose took it from him. Well, he's back, and he's going to take that shit from Moose. That's how that's going to go.
There you go. Which you should.
100%. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. I do hope the friendship is still, as someone who doesn't watch Impact regularly, but I watch AEW regularly, I hope there's still a friendship there of some sorts, because I would like to see Josh Alexander fight in an AEW ring or have him have a match with some AEW talent. Moose will probably
Josh
win.
Alexander and ROH, bro?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm all in for that. Long-term deal. Beautiful. Love it. Good for him. That's where he wants to be.
Speaking of which,
that's what he said on the Sean Ross Sapp. He goes, "Look, I knew the whole time where I wanted to be." He goes, I'm a business guy. I had to listen to other offers because I would be stupid not to.
Yeah.
But he knew where he wanted to be. They've taken care of him. They've taken care of his family, and he wanted to be loyal. So he kind of knew he was never really leaving. So as far as Moose
go, people love that life, where you can.
We saw the same thing with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens re-signed with WWE. And everyone, the news broke last year that his contract was up in January, and we were two of them. Everyone just assumed, he's leaving, going to go to AEW. He's friends with the Bucks and Adam Cole, and that's where he's going. He's going to leave. He's the next one.
He would have.
Yes, a part of me does too. Yes, but some people need to stay in WWE, and he looks at WWE as a company that financially has taken care of him. he's looking creatively that they haven't done that wrong by him. They usually give him stuff, even if even the stuff that ain't that great, he makes it work because he's just so damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wanted what he knew. He wanted to be comfortable. He wanted to be somewhere that he felt like took care of him. And yeah, and people were butthurt about it, but it is what it is.
There's something to be said on the Josh Alexander side of things. Of like, he's widely considered one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he's wrestling for Impact. So I think this notion that you have to be somewhere that we perceive that you should be isn't true, because we've seen in the past Impact, that door's been open. He can go wrestle in AEW if he wants. The only place he's not.
I mean, technically, he could go wrestle in WWE because Mickey James wrestled in the Royal friggin' Rumble.
That's where I was getting. It's like, he can go do these Terminus shows and these indie bookings and still get those paydays and have that fun and get these dream matches. It doesn't really, ultimately, it doesn't matter where you're at these days. It's just, I mean, yeah, everybody wants the big payday, the WWE or AEW contracts, but you could still carve out a really nice life. And I think Impact still does tapings. So you're doing one weekend a month, maybe 1 week a month, and then you're free to be home with your kids and do your thing. Like, I ain't faulting you for that. Do your thing, bro. That's awesome. Good for you. Maybe we start taping these shows. No. Just kidding. We'll be here every Thursday night, blowing that budget on Between Two Beards, brother.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We blow budgets.
So what we need you to do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that follow button, throw some bits our way. Make sure Spencer's getting paid, taken care of, because we're spending that money. We're taking it easy tonight, but that doesn't mean that we ain't got things coming up.
It's true. And while we're here, you see this little logo below my name here, this RK Athletics logo?
Yeah.
Go give them a follow as well. They are one of our sponsors here at Love Wrestling. They were our first sponsor. They've been here since almost day one, right at the beginning. Day one-ish, RK Athletics. Rich King, great dude. I know Spencer himself has been working with Rich these last couple months trying to get swole and in better shape in the gym. If you're looking to get, summer's coming, spring's coming for us over here in the U.S. and Canada. The warm weather's coming. If you're looking to get, that swimsuit bod, that summer bod in on you. God dang it, Tim. I'm trying to do a read here. Interrupted me with comments. Jesus. God.
Who put the
Anyway, we're in the middle of an ad read. Like, doesn't he know how to deal with business?
Ecto guy takes 1 week off and he comes back sloppy.
Believable. I'm going to pretend it didn't happen.
Speaking
3,
of Rich King.
2, 1. RK Athletics. You follow them on social media. RK Athletics 1. Rich King, great guy. Working with Spencer. Swole. Did I say anything else? Swole. Getting swole.
If Spencer gets muscles, man.
He does. Yeah, we're going to have to do it because you and I got a little chub. We got a little chub here.
But also, I believe Rich King of RK Athletics is wrestling.
He is. I don't know if they've announced that. I don't know if they've announced the match yet, but he is there. Rich King will be at LPW 2, which is March 25th. So get your tickets if you're in the Alberta area. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. At the Rec Room. Yes, so go get your tickets if you're in the area. If not, I'm hoping there will be a stream of sorts. But yeah, it should be good.
And our boy Mitch Clark is going to bring
Mitch Clark, who was on here. Yeah. Mitch Clark, who was on this show a few weeks back, was a fun interview for us. He'll be there. And a lot of other very talented, good people. Alicia Toot will be there, friend of the show, on the show.
That's right.
Talked crap about Holiday on this show and then was making out with them a week later. What the hell's that shit?
We want her to come back, dude. Don't be mean.
Well, no, I'm not being mean. I just need answers. I'm not being mean. I like Alicia. Alicia was great. I'll have Alicia back anytime she wants. But I need damn answers.
Richard, if you're listening, we'll have you both on.
I need answers.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure out what's going on here. What changed?
In short, go follow RK Athletics at all social media outlets. RK Athletics 1. Rich is a great dude, and they help people. If you want to get in shape or just feel better about yourself physically, get in a better routine, RK Athletics 1. That's the people to go to. Rich is the guy to go to. So go follow him. Okay. Jeff Hardy showed up last night, Pluggo. That happened.
Ooh.
Jeff Hardy, brother Nero. He had time to do that while his brother was getting the piss beat out of him.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, man?
First of all, no, I have a lot of, okay.
First of all, that was a terrible way to debut him then, because you want him to do all the stuff.
I get it. First of all, could give a shit about the what is it? AHFO. Don't care about him. But they turned on Mr. Matt. They turned on Mr. Matt Hardy, his sons in Private Party. They did the Batista,
Good.
Triple H thumbs up. Nah, bro. Thumbs down. Not working. Two things made me angry here. One, Matt Hardy's getting beat up like 5-on-1, 6-on-1.
Oh, yeah.
A minute later, not right away, but a minute later, we hear Darby's music. Darby and Sting leisurely walking their asses down. Like this guy is getting, and I get it. He's been a bad guy. I get it. This guy, 6 people on one. This guy could die. Literally, he could die. And Darby and Sting, they're like, we're gonna come down and help. They are walking slower than the 85-year-old regular at my job when he walks in the door. They literally taking their time. Then they finally get in there to try to even the odds. They don't. So then we hear the Hardy Boys music, which the pop, ridiculous, as it should be. It's Jeff Hardy, for crying out loud. Me and Astrid and Josh are flipping out. And then all of a sudden, his brother, this is his blood, is getting the shit kicked out of him.
This isn't even a work brother. This is a shoot.
No, this is real life. Getting the shit kicked out of him in the ring. And he still has the audacity to take time to do his dance on the way down. Excuse me?
I hope I'm doing it justice.
Excuse me? You whatever. Huh? Your brother is getting ruined in there. Put a little pep in that step. Crying out loud.
Maybe they have a little rivalry going. Like, yeah,
for the love of God,
I don't
man.
know. Like, it just like, I don't know. What are you doing? Like, if I see my brother, my son, whatever, anybody getting their ass kicked, I ain't gonna start dance on over there.
Good Lord. I was just like, what is going on here? I know Matt Hardy's been a bad guy on screen for the last couple years, but like, Jesus. Just whatever. Let's take our time.
He could have done that. He could have done that on the way back.
Oh, there's our buddy. What is going on? Waffle Box Pod. Good. Yeah, you want to go give another follow? Go give them a follow. Waffle Box Pod.
Them.
Our buddy Mike
the third
on there.
year.
Fantastic individual. We got to get him back. We say it every time we see him in the chat. We literally have to get him back on the show. All right. Rock and roll. I don't know what that means. I did appreciate the continuity of Andrade's story, debuting and trying to take the leadership from Pac. Now that didn't work. He takes over Hardy's group and said, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine. And I like Andrade. I like Private Party. I like the Butcher and the Blade.
As long
I'm
as
cool
Private
with it.
Party. By the way, the Butcher looks
Yeah, dude. He lost weight. He's looking big. His band RIP'd. Makes me upset. I love them. But, yeah, he looks great. God. Anyway. But Jeff Hardy, good for him.
I like, and he's going to get cheered because he's Jeff Hardy. The Hardy Boys are back. It sounds like it's going to be.
I love how they had the music.
Sounds like it's going to be like a farewell type tour.
That's what I'm thinking.
Which is great, and I think there's a lot of hits they could have. I just felt like I know why they went the route that they went, but like somebody has to tell Jeff, like, all right, you can't dance, you got to go take care of this because it just was a weird way to debut him. It's your brother, bro.
Your brother's
like if I'm mad, I'm not hugging you. I'm like, I saw you in the corner mile. You were dancing. You were doing pirouettes, bro. I'm over here getting my throat slashed. Like, what are you doing?
Unbelievable. But anyway. Yes, no, when they did, like Cody just said there, when they hugged, the crowd flipped out. You could see the genuine like happiness in there. Like, hey, we're back together. Like you could tell that they were as happy as all of us were, though.
And
it's Jeff freaking Hardy. It's rules.
Listen, everybody out there, find somebody that looks at you the way Darby Allin looks at Jeff Hardy, bro.
Oh.
That was another one of those moments last night that it was just like, Oh man, like Danielson with Regal, and then Darby is just like, this is my dad.
Yep.
Daddy.
This is
Daddy.
everyone thinks I remind them of a young Jeff Hardy. Well, I'm standing across from Jeff Hardy.
I don't know how you get there because they're both faces, but I'd like to see that one-on-one. I think you could just do it, and it'd be one of those things where it's like a mutual respect type deal.
Yeah.
Like, give me Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin one-on-one. Let them just do crazy stuff. Like, please. No holds barred match. Let's go.
All right.
Do people have no holds barred or no DQ matches just for funsies? Like,
I feel like those two would be the dudes to do it.
Yeah, like
they'd be like,
in the history of wrestling, as two guys we're just going to do this for fun. We don't have any bad blood. We just want to do crazy shit. I think these are the guys to get that done.
Oh dang! Look at this throwback. I think maybe this is referencing earlier to what I didn't. But he says it's you versus me at Mania.
Oh, please.
Ooh, night 1 or night 2, babe. Night 1 or night 2.
Listen, bro. We did picks for Revolution. And we tied.
I need to know.
It's gonna end in a tie.
Moxley and them would be. Oh man, so good. You know what I want to talk about next though?
What?
The Jericho Appreciation Society. That's what I want to talk about. The Jericho.
We'll check it out after the show.
Appreciation Society. What a dog shit name. Oh, unbelievable. I mean, it's heel Jericho. That's a perfect heel Jericho name. Hey, you know what we're going to call our group? The Jericho Appreciation Society. Okay. I agree. Jericho is better heel.
Alex Pulowski was like, it's going to be a soft J.
Yeah.
They're going to call it
Yas.
Okay, so I was with him during the Kingston stuff. All right, they're going to shake. I'm with him here. I'm with him
heel
still.
Jericho is better Jericho.
Heel Jericho's better. I'm still with him when he attacks Eddie Kingston. I get it. And then he takes the bats to Santana and Ortiz. And then I lost it when it was the 2.0 and Daniel Garcia because I don't want Daniel Garcia around Jericho.
He's not long for that world.
I don't know, but that's what
he's not long for that group.
Like it's like
we know where he's going.
It's like, oh, that just didn't. I don't know. And then the name, like, I really hope he's just doing that out of like vain, like just trying. I know what he's doing. He's gonna get it over, and people are gonna boo it.
Is he though? He thought he was gonna get GFY over.
But admittedly, are you buying a T-shirt that says Jericho Appreciation?
I think there's already a T-shirt out, and I heard it looks horrendous. Sure. I haven't seen it yet.
I love Chris Jericho. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I put him on my Mount Rushmore in terms of just wrestlers that I enjoy. But like, I'm not gonna be like Jericho appreciate. Like it's just come on, bro. Come on.
So they have this segment. Eddie Kingston and Jericho had a pretty good. You want to talk about fantastic shape? Jericho looks like he's. I think Sean Ross Sapp was like he looks like he's 37 again or something like that. Like
he looks fantastic.
He had the hair flowing on Dynamite. It was layered and he was looking good.
Whatever
comes out.
He's doing is him and the Butcher must be hanging.
He lost the match to Kingston. Kingston got his big win. If Jericho wants to go full heel, he should only go after wrestlers wearing masks. Oh, tremendous. What a tremendous time.
just see him in the backstage, like punching wrestlers, just still rocking the mask.
What a tremendous time that was. And then Malenko took the mask off, and oh my God, everyone lost their minds. Oh, I loved Malenko. I loved Malenko.
I mean, obviously, I'll give this the benefit of the doubt and see how it plays out because they do a very good job of it. Like if it doesn't work, they move from it, and is this the group I want? Like I don't know. I just don't know.
But I think the way they did it, you're gonna get Kingston to be friends again with Santana and Ortiz, which that's a group everyone's gonna want to cheer for because Eddie Kingston rules and Santana and Ortiz rule.
Yeah.
I liked how Hager stuck with Jericho and turned as well. So him and Jericho was still together. That makes sense to me. I truly think that they just kind of teamed up with 2.0 just to get the numbers in the group. I do think Daniel Garcia sooner than later will leave that group and end up with Moxley and Danielson in that group. That's just going to happen.
If I'm Garcia, I think they have to do that. I think they have to say,
Yes.
I know what you did to Sammy. I know what you did to Proud and Powerful. Like, I'm not falling for that. Like these, and again, I've said that Daniel Garcia needs to be away from 2.0. I think it's time. So you could have, you know what, you guys want to roll with Jericho? That's fine, because this makes you more relevant. Well, I'm Daniel freaking Garcia. I'm gonna go do my own thing, and I think that's how you do it. Because Jericho does have a track record of crapping on his proteges, so to speak. That's what he does.
Yeah, and I feel like it'll work. It'll work though, because listen, the three names, and we've talked about it, the three names that Danielson mentioned in the first promo were Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, and Lee Moriarty. Two of those guys are in groups. Wheeler Yuta is with the Best Friends, and Daniel Garcia was with 2.0. Now he's with the Jericho Appreciation Society.
You got to say
that's who he's with.
We've got to say it with
Jericho Appreciation Society. And I think there's a cool dynamic where you could have both, either Moxley and Danielson, or one go to one and one go to the other, and be like, yeah, you're in here with this group. You ain't doing shit with this group. This group ain't getting you where you belong. Come join us, and we'll take you to the top. And then Regal can step in and be like, son, come with us. We'll be, we'll show you the way. And then they go, and then that's it.
I mean, Jericho's all about that gang life, so hopefully he gets in before the initiation. Hopefully they get to Garcia before he has to be in it for life, because inner circle for life, and then you know how that went.
Inner circle, and Alex said it in our private chat, but Inner Circle 2.0 was right there for him. They had Inner Circle 2.0. You could have just been like, this is Inner Circle 2.0. And then everyone would have been like, oh man, they're taking a dig at WWE, the NXT 2.0. That's what they're doing.
Well, I think too, though, it would have immediately discounted it as like, oh, it's not as good as the original. Granted, the name they went with.
Yeah, I'm sure Jericho Appreciation Society will work out.
But I mean, I know, like, because I thought, okay, so when they got together and he's about to announce the name, because that's what Jericho does, I was actually going, this is going to be awesome. This name is going to kick ass, because Jericho's not that stupid. And then he pulls that out, and I'm going, as long as he's doing it as like a way to just get absolute heat, because people still are gonna, I'm like, no, not this. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. It could be great. I don't know.
To address a few of the comments in the chat, Eddie was never in Inner Circle, so I don't think you can replace. I don't think you swap that out. My guess is Sammy is now on his own. Santana and Ortiz are going to be with Eddie, and that's where we're going here. I think
Santana and Ortiz could probably fly on their own, but they'll always have Eddie as like their backs. Yeah. I think it's time for them to do their thing.
Well, they're going to have a match. It's going to be a match where it's the five of them versus Eddie, Sammy, Santana Ortiz, and whoever the fifth person is in that group. Whoever they pick. Conan. Or maybe they do 4-on-4 and maybe Hager doesn't run. I don't know.
Maybe that's how you get Blood and Guts going, and you get Homicide to do an appearance and tie all that together.
You could.
That I would be down for. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It seems to me that that's what they're going to have, that one match. Yeah, rebranded LAX. They do have Diamante. I'm
with you. Astrid,
that's a good friggin' idea, Astrid. That's a good one.
Why there's not more factions with female presences in them? Like,
and I agree with Waffle Box there. I think they all should go their they should go their separate ways, but still, be friendly. Have what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, that's what AEW does. I think everybody kind of does their own thing. Like the Pinnacle still comes together for big stuff, but really they're kind of doing their own
Not anymore, though, because Wardlow quit that shit.
Right. But I'm using examples from the past. The Inner Circle for a hot minute there were kind of doing their own things, but then they would come together and then they just do that with the trios. Like, everybody's got a friend except for apparently Matt Hardy, who had nobody.
Yeah. His blood wouldn't even. His blood had to get his shit in before he came down to album 2. Yeah. Unbelievable. So that was good. At the end of the night, I know we touched on it briefly because we were talking about Wardlow, but the main event was Scorpio Sky, undefeated in the last year. Scorpio Sky defeated Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship.
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara.
I love that. That's fun.
Sammy Guevara took a
Big
ridiculous...
shock, right? Big shock.
It was a shock, but I think once I knew it was the main event, and then once I saw Paige Van Zandt at rinks, I wasn't shocked. By the time the end of the match came, I wasn't shocked that Scorpio Sky won, but I was shocked. I would assume that Sammy would just be the guy moving forward. But with the Wardlow stuff, I think it makes sense. Whether you have Wardlow win the title or lose because of MJF, it makes more sense that it's against a guy like Scorpio than it is a guy like Sammy. And it clearly, the way that match ended, it looks like it's going to be Paige Van Zandt and probably Ethan Page, I would assume, or Scorpio, but I assume it would be Ethan Page against Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara, because Ty Conti and Sammy were on screen together last night. She came out when he went through the table, and the whole commercial picture-in-picture break, he was just down and out on the table. And they tried to take him to the back, and he was a valiant fighting champion. But they were on screen for the first time. Paige Van Zandt obviously got involved and physically hit. And she signed that contract right on Ty Conti's ass. That's where she signed that contract.
Yeah. She's like, I'm in. Which
right on her ass.
That's not, I don't think that's the female talent we wanted to see them sign, but I'm glad that they are signing more.
Yeah, that's a big name. It's a big name.
That's a huge name. And I enjoy Paige Van Zandt. I think she'll be fine.
Yeah.
So more mainstream appeal. That's great. But I hope to start seeing some Mia Yims of the world or some Tegan Knoxes. That'd be fun.
Yep. To answer Tim's question, I would love to have a draft tonight. Pluggo and I did not talk about a draft topic.
We didn't.
So everybody in the chat, throw out your draft topics, and we'll pick the best one, and we'll have an impromptu draft.
The reason we didn't do a draft topic is because there is a lot.
There was a lot to talk about, so we didn't know from a time frame. But I feel like we're making pretty good time, so maybe we can squeeze one in. Ooh, kitchen appliances. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. Jesus. We can make that work. 10 kitchen appliances.
How long you been sitting on that one, man?
That's pretty good.
He's like,
that's not bad. That's not bad. I think we can make that work.
Oh yeah.
Anything else about Revolution before we move on, or Dynamite in general? Obviously, the Adam Cole Hangman thing looks to be continuing.
The tag match was really good.
Yes, it was.
I thought the Acclaim was going to win. They didn't, which is all right. Instapot air fryer.
Instapot air fryer auto number.
Dude.
So we're picking we're picking an air fryer over an oven. Or a microwave.
We're trying not to get fired tonight, so I think we just
or a fridge.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Instapot air fryers rule. Yeah. They rule. You need them.
Yes, we are.
More important than a fridge.
I don't know. The pantry's not an appliance, but it's my
pantry. What the fuck are you talking about? No, appliance.
I just like the place where all the food's at.
Yeah, I got a fridge.
I know. I love it. Is that? Are we take it? I don't know.
I want if you have a category for a draft, throw them in the chat. So far, we just got one: kitchen appliances. Oh no, Tim said worst celebrity wrestling spots. That might be hard to come up with 10.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose was good.
That was a good one. Yeah, that's what I say. Like even the bad ones per se are pretty fun.
Yeah,
I don't know. Wrestling celebrity. It's Logan Paul's match coming up probably.
Listen.
I will say this. I
know what you're gonna say because I agree.
The dude trains his ass off and he shows out. So I have to imagine he's taking this shit serious.
Here's my thing. I don't like Logan Paul.
I don't either.
He's not a great individual. Garbage human. He's not. I'm gonna say I don't want to compliment the guy, but he's not bad at this. Like when he's on the screen and they ask him to do what he needs to do. Oh, we are going to talk a little bit of baseball, Cody. I'm not against that. I love baseball. We're going to talk about some baseball. We'll keep that up there.
Would you take the Yankees #1 overall?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
You'd have to.
No, I would not.
Then you'd lose.
No, because my rounded out list of 5 would be better. You might have the number, like according to championships, yeah, you might have the #1. But you would shoot me in the face before I would take the Yankees in a draft like that. You understand that?
That's why I'm asking.
Shoot me in the face.
I've known you long enough to know.
I would go to the grave before that. Like everyone might think I'm joking. I am not. I would go to the grave.
The Yankees on the board, would they end up in your 5?
No. In the history of baseball, obviously they are. But no, I would not. No.
Okay, so they would be there at 5 if I left them at 5.
Correct. They'd be there at 6 if you left them at 5, because I would take 5 others that are not them.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. So they would be. Oh, wow.
Correct.
Interesting.
Correct.
Okay, that's fair. I respect it. I respect it. I have teams that I hate.
You should respect it. I'm not like you. I don't have a million hats. I wear one hat. It's a Red Sox hat. That's it. It's my only hat in baseball. And the teams that the Red Sox don't like, I don't like. Yankees, trash.
I got Ric Flair on today, but I had.
You know what's amazing? All right, see, now we're already going to start talking about baseball. We still got friggin' wrestling stuff to talk about.
I was interested in your ball talk, but we can segue to baseball. We're going to talk WWE 2K today too. We got all sorts of stuff. This is why we love our fans, though. This is why you should invite your friends to come like our show too, because I love it. You guys get it as a topic.
Waffle Box is right. Who won a championship? Give me a hat. Correct. That's what it seems like sometimes. He's got an important hat on tonight, though, so I'll allow it.
Cubs. I am a.
You are. The Cubs are. Cubs. Yeah. You usually wear the most Cubs stuff.
I've got it.
That one is in honor of your dad. Yeah. So
this was his, and
it's a good hat. Yeah. And look at. I know you have other million different sports teams hats.
Yeah.
You're from Indiana. You root for the Cubs because you're kind of near them.
Yeah, about 2.5 hours away. So
yeah.
It's pretty quick.
And because you're a Cubs fan, I know that you've gone through some shit, because before the last 20 years, us Boston fans went through some shit.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would take them in the top 5 of an all-time greatest.
No, dude, they didn't win for 100 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe in terms of just them being like,
if you're talking
marketing, and fan base, sure.
Yeah. Well, it's.
But they didn't win. They didn't win nothing forever.
Yeah.
They're not going to win anything for the next 100 years either.
No, they only had to win one. They're not as good as they're not going to be the Red Sox and just repeatedly win. That's not what they do.
That's fine. I actually posed that question to Cubs fans. I said, how long do we let this slide? And a lot of them were like, we're good. We don't need another one.
Yeah. All the old people that were hanging on probably died, and they were just like, all right, cool, we're good. And then the young people are like, I saw my championship. I'm good. That's all I was waiting for.
Exactly. I don't have to
I will say this. I will say this. As a Red Sox fan who was one of those people, like when Aaron Boone hit that home run in 2003, I didn't go to school the next day. That's how disgusted I was.
And the thing was, too,
I didn't go to school the next day.
I didn't like the Yankees growing up either, because they always won. So I'm like, I'm like, God, again.
Yeah, and this is why Cody earlier said JPJ with the Yankees is me with the Patriots. No, it's not. It's different, because the reason why you hate the Patriots is the reason why Pluggo didn't like the Yankees when he was younger, because they always won. The reason why I hate the Yankees is because the Red Sox are their main rival, and the Yankees are pieces of shit.
I love it.
That's why. You only hate the Patriots because the Patriots win all the time. I don't hate the Yankees because they win all the time, because I'm from an area where we win all the time.
I
don't hate them that way. I hate them because they're loads of shit. Jorge Posada, screw you. You suck. Scott Brocious, garbage. Paul O'Neill, rotten hell.
Paul O'Neill, his defense.
You know how set. No.
He hit 2 home runs for a sick kid on Seinfeld.
He did. Can't knock it. He did. They were. You know how sad it is to be a Yankee fan now? They're retiring Paul O'Neill's number. How desperate.
He's one of the all-timers.
Is he? He's one of the all-timers. For them?
For
them.
He's
not. Bullshit. That guy didn't hit more than 22 home runs in a year for them. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. You're scrapping. You're looking at the bottom of the barrel. You're scraping for scraps. You're the Yankees. You got Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig out there. Fucking Paul O'Neill. You shitting me? Oh, tough times. Tough times in New
you gotta-
York. You're retiring Paul O'Neill's number.
You know how hard
Good
it is
Lord.
to sell. You know how hard it is to sell tickets in New York for Yankees games. You
Oh yeah, that'll bring him in the seats. Hey,
Paul
let's
O'Neill,
bring in the career 240 hitter that we're gonna fucking throw in Monument Park right between Joe DiMaggio and Jeter. What? Paul O'Neill. Who are you gonna retire next? Luis Soho? Give me a fucking break. God Almighty. Jesus.
Paul O'Neill
I'm
is
heated.
probably,
Paul O'Neill. Get out of here.
He's probably the nicest guy.
Oh, is he? I've been watching baseball 35 years. I never saw that guy smile once. He played for, never saw him smile once. Good Lord.
I'm only listening in, but JPJ's position.
Oh.
We don't like Paul O'Neill that love wrestling.
Paul O'Neill.
So Paul O'Neill will. I'm gonna do my.
He's not even my least favorite Yankee.
I'm gonna try to get him on the show.
Go ahead. I would have an honest conversation. I'd be like, hey, you're a pro player. You suck. That's what I'd say. You suck. You're known for kicking a fuck. You know what Paul O'Neill's known for? Not catching a fly ball and kicking it into the infield. That's what he's known for. That's the main video.
Wow.
Of Paul O'Neill's career. Sorry. We can make it work. You can get the best of it. And
Alex will do.
Alex is really good. He'll make it work. Paul O'Neill. This guy. Do we understand the history? I hate the Yankees. Do we know the history of the New York Yankees? Monument Park, Yogi Berra, Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, all these, Mariano Rivera, all these guys out there. You're going to be like, oh, son, look at Monument Park. Look at we got Yogi, you got Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Paul O'Neill. What? Oh.
I'm literally having a stroke.
In conclusion, fuck Paul O'Neill.
In conclusion, baseball's back, baby.
Yes, as you can tell, I'm super excited. Baseball's back. Paul O'Neill. I might buy a ticket. The Yankee Stadium's only a 3.5 hour ride from me. I might buy a ticket to Paul O'Neill night. Just to get there.
Somebody look up Paul O'Neill's stats for us and see where.
You know what you'll see? Mediocre. Mid, as MJF says, mid. They're putting him in Monument Park in Yankee Stadium. Tough times. Paul O'Neill. Go. All right.
Thank you for coming to Love Wrestling.
All right.
We are definitely getting our money's worth of that new Sports Accelerator program.
I'll have a baseball show in here every week.
Yeah,
every week.
Let's do it.
That'll be my running gag, is just shitting on Paul O'Neill every week. Paul O'Neill. God.
Paul O'Neill could cure cancer.
I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. Here we go. From Wikipedia. Paul O'Neill was an average at best baseball player who sometimes did things for the New York Yankees. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that is a perfect definition of Paul O'Neill. Perfect. Never saw a strike that he liked either. No matter what. It could be right down the plate. If it was a strike, he gave the ump a look. Who are you? Wait,
that always reminds me of, like, if you ever see that, like, there's a meme floating around once in a while that was like, what was that one baseball player that you just thought was amazing growing up that truly really wasn't? And I'd always say things like Glenn Allen Hill. Or like Tino Martinez.
Tino was all right. Tino was all right.
But was he like? But you thought he was an all-timer.
No, but that's because. But see,
Paul O'Neill's on that list.
So, and this is why I can hate the Yankees, because they take this guy is a shithead baseball player. He's not a good baseball player. He's average. He's an average baseball player. But because he was on the Yankees, being carried by actually really good baseball players, they look at him and they're like, "Oh, Paul O'Neill." Oh, yeah, but he was not good. He was not good.
Everybody looks at New York or New England Patriots as studs, but
we had a good amount. We had a good amount of them. It's not the same. Nobody's putting Brian Hoyer in the Patriots Ring of Honor. because he was just on the team.
That's
not how that works.
I can't wait for Brian Hoyer Day, dude. I'm psyched.
That's not how that works.
Oh my God.
Jason Giambi was, he was on roids, but at least he was good.
All right.
At least he was good.
Let's see here.
Are you looking at Paul O'Neill's stats? Are you just trying to still piss me off with Paul O'Neill?
Yeah.
Retiring his number. There's the thing. I'm not pissed off about Paul O'Neill's number getting retired because it makes me laugh because that's just how sad the Yankees are. You know what I'm saying?
Fun fact, though.
How sad they are.
2,000 hits.
Ooh. 1,000 away from a number that matters.
288 hitter, baby.
Career? That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. How many career home runs?
I'm not going to look.
You already turned it off. I don't go back. I'm done with Paul O'Neill.
I turned it out because I know.
Get it out. No, I'm done with Paul O'Neill. I'm not talking about Paul O'Neill.
281.
Career home runs? Trash.
That's not.
Anyway, God. Not even
281 more.
How many years did he play? Like 22? Okay, so what's that? Fucking 18 a year average? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, we put him in Monument Park next to Ruth. That's where he belongs. Next to Babe Ruth.
If you're still here.
Oh, they're here. That number hasn't changed in the corner. No, they're here. They're here. They're here.
Why is Daddy yelling so much?
Why wouldn't they be here? This is A+ entertainment. Why wouldn't they be? Anyway, baseball's back though. So hey-oh, universal DH. I like that. No pitches hitting. Waste of my time in the National League. Automatic out. Except for like the 2 pitchers that can somewhat get hits, and everyone's like, oh my God, they're so good. Shut up. They're pitchers. They don't hit. They bat .210. Sit them on the bench. Give an old guy like Miguel Cabrera a job for 5 more years where you know he can hit at least 25 homers. Whew. All right. Anyway, Red Sox are going to win the World Series.
Anything else?
So, what?
They banned the shift.
Okay, here's the thing. Did they ban the shift completely, or is it just in a limited capacity?
I think they banned it. I don't know. I'm so lost. I'm still thinking about Paul.
I stopped thinking about. I thought I stopped. I thought I stopped thinking about Paul O'Neill like 20 years ago when he retired.
Cody's gonna mute us.
I'll tell you this right now.
That's fine.
I'll tell you this right now. If the Yankees put Scott Brocious in Monument Park, I will dive out my window. You'll have to find a new partner because I will literally dive out my window. That's what I'll do. Jesus. It's bad enough that the regular Baseball Hall of Fame is letting in people that shouldn't be in there.
Did we just become Paul O'Neill's
unreal
rival? Like he's
unreal.
Not.
I'm almost positive that if we cut that together, that could go viral. And I would want Paul O'Neill. I would tag him. I would want Paul O'Neill. I would want Paul O'Neill to figure it out. And he's got it. This guy doesn't like me.
He's got it.
Anyway, but I am excited. Baseball's back. I'm still pissed that they even got this far. Waste of time.
Yeah,
greedy.
we're missing.
We're not missing. We're missing. I don't think we're missing a ton of games.
Just the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, first couple weeks, which is fine. I think the season kind of needs to be a tad shorter anyway. But they said They said next year, the 2023 schedule. Manfred said today that every team is going to have one series, at least one series, against every other team in the league. So that means that the Red Sox are going to play. That is true. Gas prices.
I don't know if that's true because I don't know. Teddy Hart's pretty high.
So I own a 4-door sedan, middle of the road 4-door sedan. I had to fill up my tank earlier this week. It cost me $58.
Oof. Hey,
58 American dollars to fill my freaking tank.
Is legit, man. I watch that stuff on TikTok all the time. It's legit.
Unbelievable. Anyway, all right. Well, baseball's back. We got our baseball talk in. Thanks. Thanks for doing that.
Hey, Paul O'Neill.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a positive baseball talk. That shit went off the rails real quick. Start talking about friggin' Paul O'Neill.
I have. Have you seen that show on Fox where they do the tag? Oh my, that shit's wild.
I've seen clips. No, I haven't watched the full show. I've seen clips on this. It looks wild.
It hurts me to watch because I'm.
You know what I've been watching a lot of. I've been watching a lot of on Facebook, disc golf.
Dude,
you seen that? Like the frisbee golf.
Yeah, that's fun.
They have like a pro tour with guys and girls. They all play together. There's no separate league. They're just guys and girls play together. Some of the shots that those people do, damn.
Dude,
and I sit there and I go, this is a perfect sport for me because I'm fat and lazy.
Oh, I think
I can play
ultimate frisbee, like that's fun too.
Well, ultimate frisbee is good, but it's a lot of running. So you gotta get somewhat all right in there. I used to be back in my heyday, bro. If we ever got together, intramural shit, I would take out everybody by the legs.
The Love Wrestling intramural.
Love Wrestling intramural team.
Watch out!
Yeah,
coming soon.
Right.
Just
taking
drop
care of
it,
business. Anyway. I'm still fired up. I'm still got goosebumps. I'm fired up about Paul O'Neill still. Son of a bitch.
Shit, Paul O'Neill.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be my sign off every week now. I'm gonna be like, we'll see you next week on Between Two Beards. Eat shit, Paul O'Neill. And that's it. That's how we're gonna end it. Every week. Every week. Eat shit, Paul O'Neill.
We're gonna do that.
He's not even my least favorite Yankee, Jorge Posada. Garbage. Good player though. Anyway, so yeah, hey, look it. Oh, I would love a game of dodgeball. I would love a game of dodgeball.
I'm not pandering here, but I think Spencer would be pretty good at like dodgeball. Like,
you think so? He would be quick. He would be quick and elusive.
Yeah, you need that on your
quick
team.
and elusive.
Again, you know how I feel about the boss on this show, but I think he would probably be the guy to like because he's shifty.
I'm gonna go on record here. I'm just going to go on record.
Okay.
I'm the best athlete in the Love Wrestling headquarters. That is what I'm going to say.
Nope. Sorry, bro.
Who is it?
Right here. Sorry.
You?
Don't. Yeah.
I will beat you at any sport of your choosing.
You name it. Let's make it happen.
I just gave you the choice.
Anyone. Doesn't matter. I don't care.
I will go on record.
Don't let all this fool you, bro.
No. I think people let it fool me. You leave me open, I'm banging jumpers all day, every day. Don't matter.
See, you don't even have to leave me open. I'm coding in traffic,
I will go on record. And I will say semi-confidently, not the fastest because I'm fat as shit. Not the fastest. Not going to have the most endurance. But if you're talking strictly sports and just other activities, I will go on record. I'm the best athlete under the Love Wrestling umbrella. That's right. I challenge anyone to anything. Come at me.
All right.
I love you all, though. That's not me saying that everyone else here stinks. That's just me saying I'm very confident in myself.
Right. Listen, we'll make if we can get together.
Bowling? You want to bowl?
We can get together. We can do the Raw. We can do the Street Profits.
We can go, bro.
Street Profits, Viking Raiders.
That's right. I'm ready.
Best of 7.
Anyway, NXT 2.0, Dolph Ziggler.
Waffle Box. What the hell is going on?
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
All right, Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill took us off the rails.
Paul O'Neill.
Took us off the rails. Dolph Ziggler. I love Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
I've always loved. First of all, Cody, don't be cashing checks your ass can't cash, buddy. All right? All right? I have 2 perfect games in bowling in my life.
Don't forget to check out Cody's show,
Yes.
Friend and Foe. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
Before JPJ and him go at it, let's might as well get his plugs in. It's a great show. He had an awesome talk. It's on the Twitch channel. Please go check it out. It's on YouTube too.
It was on YouTube as well. I believe it was a YouTube debut.
Ooh, nice.
Whew. All right.
Anyway,
good.
Dolph Ziggler.
Don't steal my lines.
Didn't think it was going to happen.
First of all, can we talk about?
It's 10 years too late, but it's awesome.
Did you watch the match? It
was an awesome match, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, awesome match.
What a match that was, first of all.
Match of the night. Well, the last man standing match. The last man standing match is pretty good.
Was clipping the egregious clip. Who? What? Maybe Carl. Carl's a former wrestler. Alex is a former wrestler. Parrish is a current wrestler.
Astrid going to be dunking on all you fools.
Maybe. All I know is, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
I'll say this because I'm pretty confident in my athletic abilities as a human.
I am as well.
I am very confident. If we did like a 2-on-2 basketball tournament, like JPJ and I would just run that. Sorry, that's life.
Yeah.
Clip that. Run, tell that. Acknowledge us.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
But yeah, Dolph Ziggler takes down
NXT
your boy Breaker.
Yeah.
You said he's going to be the guy.
Because he is. That's why he lost the title. Because you know what happened? He debuted on Raw. Yeah. And I believe that was the first time that Vince saw the total package of Braun Breaker in the ring, entrance, and everything. And he called up whoever's in charge of NXT now, Bruce, Sean, whoever. And he went, hey, that Braun Breaker guy? Yeah, he's up here now. He's up here now. Yeah, and they went, okay. What? And they said, yeah, we'll figure it out, but he's coming up here. I think that's what happened. And my guess is Braun Breaker, hear me now. Hear me now.
I'm listening.
Braun Breaker will be challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, or probably at the time the whatever championship, because he's probably going to win them both at Mania. I will say by Survivor Series. I was going to say SummerSlam. I was going to put some real money on it and go SummerSlam. He'll be the challenger at SummerSlam.
But that gives a lot of time for Vince
here's
to
the thing.
Screw it up.
I think Spencer nailed it. I think Spencer nailed it right there. I think at WrestleMania, it is going to end up being Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. I think that's the match. I think that's the match at Mania. If they can't get Cody, which it seems like it's not happening now. If they cannot get Cody, then Rollins and Breaker, I think, is the match. I think that's the match at Mania. But I love Dolph Ziggler. I've always been a Dolph Ziggler fan. When I first started to get back into wrestling after I took off for a bit, CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler were the two guys that I clung to, and I was like, I really like these. These are my dudes. The WWE Undisputed Universal WWE World Heavyweight All-Weight Championship. Yeah, basically. Braun Breaker will be challenging for that by year's end. I'm pretty confident.
24/7 title.
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Yeah, Asher called me out for pushing buttons. Yeah, I was private chatting Ecto guy. He's dropping bombs in the
dropping bombs in the private chat.
And I had to.
But I thought that was I thought the rest of the show was good. It wasn't. It wasn't anything special, but that main event was good. That main event was special. That main event was good. Ziggler winning is crazy.
Ziggler should have been in NXT. I mean, he shouldn't have been it because the timing didn't work out. But if he had debuted in the black and gold NXT era, we'd be talking about him in a whole different stratosphere of like he'd be with the Adam Coles, the Johnny Garganos, all that kind of stuff. So he has the NXT black and gold fit. I'm interested to see how he fits long term, or if it's a short term fix in this new like young and hip 2.0, because no offense to him, he's old. I mean, he's probably older than Ciampa. He's been wrestling for 20 years, like the old guy on the block again. Like,
it's true.
Was he going to come at these 20-year-olds like, hey, and they're going to be like, get out of here, grandpa? Like, it just doesn't work. I don't know. But he can still go. Yeah, I mean, but again, NXT 2.0 is kind of becoming less and less about the wrestling and more about the
everyone wants to bang each other.
Yeah. So
what's going on down there? Everyone just wants to do it. No. I went on a 16-minute rant, according to Spencer, about Paul O'Neill. An expletive, expletive full 16-minute rant.
Clip this. Pluggo is trying to save the show for the first time in show history.
Don't get me going. Don't get me going on guys that played for the Yankees between 1996 and 2004. They can all rot. Don't get me going. I hate them. Literally. Anyway.
What did Robinson Cano ever do to you?
Use steroids. He's a cheater. That's why. Piece of crap. 2005 Yankees, they didn't matter after we beat them in 2004, and they barely have sense. Well, they won one championship. We won 3.
Alfonso Soriano was a Yankee at one point, and he was a Cub.
Yeah, but they traded him to the Mariners first, right? He went to the Mariners. I think was
that
big
Soriano.
Deal.
That was Cano that went to the Mariners.
But no. Soriano, did he get traded straight to the Cubs?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Had some fun times with Alfonso Soriano.
He was an all right player. He's all right.
What about Hideki Matsui?
I hate her. Okay. Hate her. The guys that I really hated, like really hated, were Posada, Scott Brocious, Hideki Matsui, and Paul O'Neill. Those were the guys that I did not like. Okay. Also, I was not a huge fan. Currently, you know who I hate on the Yankees? Brett Gardner. Don't start about Johnny Damon.
I mean, everybody hates Brett Gardner.
Johnny Damon was at one time one of my favorite baseball players because he played for the Red Sox. He had the long hair and the beard. The team that won in 2004 with Damon, he was kind of one of the leaders.
Sell out. He said
he'd never sell out, and then he went to free agency, and he took the most money and went to the Yankees and shaved his beard and cut his hair and looked like an idiot doofus because that's what he is. Can't even speak. I'm done with it. And guess what? He did what people do. They went to the Yankees. They paid him too much money, and he wasn't that good. He had the first year he was very good, and then he sucked. Just like they did with Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby Ellsbury was really good for the Red Sox. The Yankees were like, here's all this money. You were really good with the Red Sox. And the Red Sox were like, good luck with that. Guy wasn't even on the pro team 2 years later.
All I know is Brad Pitt was smart for not having Johnny Damon on his roster because the Red Sox see, a $7.5 million player. And what I see is imperfection in the game. Correct. Brad Pitt knew what he was talking about. Yeah, Jonah Hill, baby, saved the anyway.
Yeah, no, but Braun Breaker is on the main roster now.
I would imagine he's done.
That's why that happened.
Yeah, I know why. I know why it happened, JPG. I watched the shows. I get it. It was like, again, it's him taking an L to move up. I wanted to see them keep him strong, and then him just debut with the title, keep it for a little bit. Just kind of like the Kevin Owens thing, because they haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah,
but hey,
I agree.
But hey,
no,
whatever. Breaker is a star as long as you. I think Survivor Series is a long time though for Vince to go. It'd be fun. Let's put him in funny hats.
I hope not.
Hey, let's have him get a shot. You know what? Let's have him hang out with Paul O'Neill.
No, let's not do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, what else happened in the wrestling world this week? What have we missed? What have we missed? WWE 2K22 came out. That's been fun. Yeah. That's been fun. It officially comes out tomorrow, but I got the deluxe edition, which gave me 3 days of early notice. So I've been playing it for 3 days, and it is very good. And CM Punk did do some pretty neat things. Yes, he did. He had a good week. CM Punk had a good week.
I bought the deluxe edition too, but I don't know how to get the code to download. So I bought a physical copy.
Yeah, they should email it to you or something.
But
if you got the deluxe edition, the whole I don't know. Well, they should. The whole point of getting the deluxe edition is so you can play it 3 days early.
Well, then I get all the stuff.
Well, yeah, you do get the stuff. Yeah. But the 3 days early is really
well. It's whether I have that or not upstairs. It's coming Saturday. I'm excited. This is the first video game that I've paid full price for. Yeah. I because of you and Josh's recommendation, I was like, we have to get it. I have to get it.
It's good, man. It has.
Because I enjoy a nice wrestling video game. 20 was absolute dog shit. 19 was brutal. 19 was a lot of fun. 18 was really good. I'm glad to see them. At least overall, so far, the response has been positive. If anybody in the chat has played 2K22, let us know your thoughts. But yeah, so far it's been a very positive, and it said it's a lot of fun. So, all right, I was like, I'm in. I want to play because I want to play you, and I'll show you how it's done, JPJ. I want to.
Come on, bro. No, but it's really good. There's a new engine. The matches feel like they're actual wrestling matches. Like the flow is really good. Like there's not too many reversals, but like it's just a very smooth game. The modes seem to be fun. They have, they brought my GM back, which is huge. You can dive into that, have a draft and run one of the brands. They got the universe mode, which is always a ton of fun. They have a story mode called My Rise, where you create yourself or create a wrestler. And you go through the ranks. And then they came out with a brand new mode called the My Faction mode, or at least brand new to me. I didn't get 2020, so I don't know if it was in that one. But they have My Faction mode, which is a card-based. It's kind of like if you play like any of the EA Sport, like the Ultimate Teams.
Yeah, but I don't think that was in 20. But no, Ultimate Teams, awesome.
Yes. So it's like one of those things where, you buy packs and you earn packs from winning matches.
Sucks at the same time.
Yeah, because you can't get players unless you spend real money. And you're like, this sucks.
And then there's always some 12-year-old kid with mommy's credit card that's like, I got all the diamond packs, and I'm trying to build my because I do it on 2K, NBA all the time, and I'm like, I got Stromile Swift.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, do you?" They're like, "I have 1993 Shaquille O'Neal and 1994 Michael Jordan." I'm like, "Yeah, how much you? How'd you earn those?" I spent $100 on points so I could buy the cards.
I'm old school too. I enjoy the grind.
Earning it.
Yeah, the grind of like I had to earn this player.
Yes, I played my ass off and I grinded to get this.
But nowadays they're just like swipe.
Yeah. That's the way of the world nowadays. Now they're like, now they're like, hey, like if you still want to grind, you can grind, but if you want it, just pay us $20.
Yeah.
And most of the people are like, cool. All right, here's $20. Give me my shit.
Yep.
I say this as last year I did that exactly so I could get the Diamond David Ortiz card in MLB The Show. So whoops.
I can see JPD. He yells at my son on the show, and my son is not 12; he is 3.
The reason why you can 1,000% see me doing that is because I do that. So I don't care how old you are. I'm first of all, I don't swear. I'm not rude. I'm not inappropriate to children.
Yeah.
However, if you're playing me in a game, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 4. I don't care if you're 48. I don't care if you're 104. If you're playing at me or you're playing me in a game, you're getting the full experience. That's what's happening. Don't care. Don't care if I make you cry. Don't care if I make you angry. Don't care. Do not care. I will yell at children.
Sounds like we need to play.
Yeah. I will yell at children.
We will.
If
Saturday.
they are deserving of a yelling. That's what will happen there. Anyway. All right. I think we hit everything, didn't we? Sorry, I did not expect a 20-minute Paul O'Neill sesh. That kind of threw me off.
You lost
I've been slowly trying to recover the whole rest of the show because you got me heated.
Look, if I was going to sit down and I was going to map out, like, let's say the next 100 episodes of Between Two Beards, and I was going to say, this is what we were going to do, this is where we're going to go, I can almost with 100% certainty say I would have never thought we would talk Paul O'Neill one time in 100 episodes of this show. And here we are 43 episodes in, and you did 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Greatest moment of Between Two Beards, in my opinion. I don't think you can top it. I don't know what we're going to do next week.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
I don't know what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes.
I'll tell you one thing we're not going to do. We're not going to talk about Paul O'Neill next week.
Oh, we said that about the Cool Runnings gag, and that lasted a month. It's still
if you are still in the chat and you want us to draft on a certain category besides kitchen appliances, let us know in the chat right now. I am cool with a baseball team draft. I'll be cool with a baseball player draft. I'd be cool with a baseball draft. I'll tell you who I'm not drafting, Paul O'Neill.
Why don't we let our fans decide? If you have any questions, comments,
favorite AEW moments. That's good. That's a good one.
Let us know. We gotta pay some other bills.
Best hardcore match weapons. Ooh, Pokemon. You a Pokemon guy? Would you be able to do that?
No. Squirtle and Pikachu.
Pikachu. There's more. Come on.
Charmander. I just found out that Pokemon translates to pocket monster. I just found that out.
You just found that out now?
No, like yesterday. Literally.
Yeah,
I saw it on TikTok. I was like, what? Oh, is that a thing?
Spencer, if you're still in the chat, I think our vetting procedures need to be
listen, man.
a little more stringent.
I think that the vetting system really ramped up after he hired me.
Yeah, you were the example. We went shit. All right, we got to tighten this puppy up. We got to tighten the ropes here.
Like, who's this clown coming into these shows talking trash?
Yeah. One thing we will announce, and we're not going to get ahead of it because it's going to be a lot of work. So, but, a draft of the favorite championship title belts. Do you want to do that? I feel like that's a good one. Have we done that before?
Oh, have we? I don't remember. We do so. I mean, sure. We could do it.
Way to sound enthusiastic, Pluggo.
Listen, sure. You want to sound enthusiastic about your balls?
Let's do it. Manscaped.com, people. Everyone should be enthusiastic
about your balls.
Everyone should be enthusiastic about their balls. It's what,
Yeah.
you know? And you want to make sure that that area is looking clean, looking very well kept. You want to make sure that it is as fresh as it can be. And manscaped.com is the place to go for that. Whether it's trimming it up with the Lawnmower 4.0, whether it's using their ball deodorant, the crop preserver. They also have ball wipes to just like freshen it up during the day. Maybe you had a hard day's work. You just need a little refresh. They got ball wipes in there. You can just kind of give it a nice little fresh little boom and go on about the rest of your day, finish work on a high note. I've said it 1,000 times, I feel like. I have been a fan and a customer of Manscaped for literally years, multiple years. We're going on 3-4 years now. They're a great group. They have great products. They have satisfied me since I've gone there. And if you go there right now, manscaped.com, you type in that promo code. They do. They make me feel – it's good when you feel clean down there. Gives you a little pep in your step. And like you said, your partner will love it. It works for everybody. If
you use manscaped.com, you'll have a better career than Paul O'Neill.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Manscaped.com, promo code Love Wrestling. You will get 20% off and free shipping on your first order. Let them know that we sent you there.
Balls.
Correct. Let us know that we sent you there. Put in that promo code Love Wrestling. Once again, manscaped.com, promo code Love Wrestling, 20% off plus free shipping. You know, we just talked about baseball. Now we just talked about real balls.
Yeah. Balls.
There we go, man. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm going to go with Spencer's. Why don't we draft championship title belts? Why don't we do that? And then that'll be our
air
cue.
fryer number 1.
I would have done kitchen appliances. We could have gone.
Spatula.
That is not an appliance.
If you get an electric spatula, it's an appliance.
An electric? Why would anyone need an electric
Good
spatula?
Call. I don't know. People are weird.
That is true. Everyone's a little weird.
I mean, they gotta exist. I'm sure they exist. I don't know why it would need to be, but I'm sure.
All right, Pluggo.
All right. What?
First pick, man. I'm giving it to you. I had first pick last week.
Oh shoot. The belts. We're doing the belts.
Let's do it. Favorite championship title belts.
The wingtip champion, the world title, the
winged eagle.
Winged eagle. Thank you. I'm having a day, man. But yeah, that would be the one. That's the classic. That's there's another one out there that I really love, but that would be the classic standard, I believe. I don't know if you can get any classier than that.
The winged eagle?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure you could probably find one online.
Well, no, I just meant I don't think you're gonna find a better looking.
I'm gonna pick a better one. I'm gonna pick a better one right now.
Are you gonna take what I think you're gonna take?
I'm gonna take the white Intercontinental Championship belt. That is the prettiest belt. One of the prettiest belts.
Isn't that the one
in
that
history?
Cody
brought it back.
Cody
brought it back.
Yeah.
Terrific. Was Shawn Michaels the original person that had the white belt? I believe. I think it was Shawn Michaels. Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, like that era, like early on.
Might have been. It
might have been around that time. I think I don't know if he was the official one.
What does this mean, Alex?
But
yes, is that?
Yeah. Oh, he's yelling at us.
Yeah,
but I'm taking the white. The white belt is gorgeous, Cody.
Why don't you take the current Intercontinental?
Because it's awful. Terrible looking belt.
Speaking of which, we didn't even talk about Ricochet.
That is true. What? Good for him. I don't care. About time they friggin' use him. He's just been sitting there.
Jesus.
Got one of the most ridiculously talented wrestlers and athletes in the world.
That's how crazy.
Not doing anything.
We spent our budget on the Paul O'Neill talk. We didn't have time to talk about Ricochet and how awesome that guy is.
You know, we should start talking about WWE a little bit more. It is WrestleMania season. I think we need to start adding it in.
Get it done.
Yeah, Balor, Ricochet, Ziggler. God, what's happening? Yeah, because Balor won the U.S. title. So you got Balor as the new U.S. champ. Ricochet is the new IC champ. Ziggler's the NXT. What the hell's going on around here? WrestleMania's in 3 weeks. Changing all this stuff. You know what that means? Like usual, they got no fucking clue what they're doing. Anyway, go number 2. Number 2.
It's gonna be out of left field here, but I'm gonna go with the hardcore championship.
Oh,
because I'm a Mick Foley guy, and I just remember Vince going, "Here, this is for you. You've earned this," and it's just a mess. I love that. I love that belt. I'm going with it.
That works.
In the comments, let us know your favorite championship belts.
I am going to take the AEW Heavyweight Championship.
This here?
Yeah. That thing is a big, beautiful title.
What did you think about the women's title update?
Well, I mean, it could be drafted. I think it's very good. I think compared to the old one, it is a far significant upgrade. I just thought to me, and I get it. She's going to win the title next week now. But if you were going to why wouldn't you debut the belt the night that Rosa is going to win it? You know what I mean? That was my thing. Like, if you're going to debut a new belt,
yeah,
I just thought it would have been more fitting for Thunder Rosa to then win.
I just don't know why you just didn't have her win at the pay-per-view. But hey, I will let it play out.
I think the issue is she's gonna.
I love Britt.
It's a bigger arena, bigger audience. Her hometown. She's gonna. Yeah. It's a year from the St. Patrick's Day Smash or whatever from last year. This year's in a cage. Going to be. You know, I would have liked
what Astrid said there. Give it a nice presentation. Maybe Britt's like, you know what? I'm taking it into a new era. This is my belt, and then Rosa takes it from her. Like that would have been cool.
And then I think. We talked about it a little bit last night on Sidecast, but I feel like that match they were stuck in a position where Britt needed to fight somebody at the pay-per-view, and I think that they had the Thunder Rosa title win planned for the hometown show in San Antonio, but then they were like, well, what the hell are we supposed to do? Have Britt fight somebody completely different? Yes. And then 2 weeks, that's what they should have done. Yeah. They should have had Britt fight. Could have been anybody. Anna Jay, anybody. They should have had Britt fight somebody like that. And then, like they did on Dynamite, you have Thunder Rosa win a qualifier. And then it's like, oh, shit, this is happening next week. And then it's kind of, that's how they should have done it. But,
well, you know, we'll see. Like I said.
But again,
they left a good open with the
and all that
stuff,
for sure.
So.
And they're
doing it in a cage. So
they played it off well because Thunder Rosa beat Britt 2 separate times during that match, but was screwed because of the outside interference. That's why you have the cage. It's another violent match a year later from their epic match. Like it makes sense. It's just very odd the way they did. Oh, you lost this match? Okay, well, win this one to get another chance. Like it's like, didn't enough happen? And Josh said this on the sidecast last night. Didn't enough happen during the match that warrants her getting another shot like this anyway? Like, why does she have to win another match? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she got screwed twice. Clearly, we all saw it.
And I think people who don't like GMs, I think this is why you need like an on-screen authority figure to explain that. Like, why are we doing that? Yeah, Tony Khan tweets things, but not everybody's on Twitter following Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So maybe AEW needs somebody to reel it in. I mean, Matt Hardy almost died last night and nobody said anything.
Yeah. All right, Pluggo, third pick.
The WCW World Championship, the big gold, baby. That's such
big gold belt.
Big gold belt. Classic. I don't have to say anything about it. It's I'm already winning this thing. I might win this one.
You know what?
Yeah. I might win this one.
I am going to take
every dog has their Paul O'Neill, you know.
And I feel like most of us would have, Ashford. I feel like most of us would have agreed, and we would have been like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
I am going to go with one of a newer title. I am going to take the NXT UK Heavyweight Championship. That is a pretty looking belt. Big time pretty.
Yes.
So I'm going to take that. NXT UK Heavyweight title.
Shout out to our friends at Power Out. I'm taking the NWA 10 pounds of gold. Beautiful belt. I love that thing. Shout out to Zark. Sorry. I'm off my game today if I'm calling him Zach. It's been a week, brother. If I'm calling him by his name, we're having problems. But shout out to him and Ella J. They do an awesome job.
Yeah, yes, they do. I am taking We didn't even talk about this. We didn't even talk about the Stone Cold video accepting Kevin Owens' challenge. Like, we didn't even talk about that. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't talk. There's so many things that happened this week. We just glossed over.
We might need another show. We might have to do a pop in.
But I am taking the
it.
Smoking Skull
Yeah.
Championship of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go.
I love that belt.
There you go.
And then your last pick, sir. And then we can get the heck out of here because we've been all over the place tonight.
Everywhere. The Divas Championship.
No, did you the butterfly?
Yeah. Wow. I liked it. I think I already won, so I get to throw an oddball favorite that I like.
Well, Cody, good call out with the Fiend belt. I'm not going to take it, but that was a badass belt, and you could have got it. You could have owned it for a sly $6,000. How many people bought those titles? How many people you think actually spent the money for those titles for him to be released a year later?
Dude, I'd be
like, I think it was like $4,000. I think it was like thousands of dollars to get the one officially from WWE.
If I remember correctly, those like $7,000 ones were, I think they were made to order.
Yeah, they were.
Which was smart because could you imagine having like
they made like a dozen of them and 2 people bought them and they're like, what the hell are we supposed to do with the 10 extras here?
Yeah,
I don't know, not charge $4,000.
They're discounted down to like 99.
Another good pull by Cody, the $1 million title, and I know they brought that back recently last year. No, I am picking.
We do these.
Oh, there's a lot.
We could go forever.
We could. I am taking the Daniel Bryan eco-friendly WWE title. That is one of my favorite titles that they've released. Have you seen that thing, dude?
Yeah.
That title was unreal.
Have I seen that thing? I'm sitting here on a wrestling podcast talking to you. Of course,
that was a great title. I'm taking. That's one of my favorite titles they've ever come up with.
All right. Like, because you could smoke it.
Partly. No, just the color scheme.
No, it was cool. It was a good.
The hemp. You could tell it was like threaded. Like, oh man.
I almost took the Miro TNT title. I just like the colors, the green and the white. I thought that was slick.
Yeah,
I enjoy title variations though. Overall, like I think it's fun. Like I didn't necessarily hate the spinner. I hated the United States spinner belt, but I didn't hate the WWE Championship spinner because it just fit the Cena character. And like I like the different variations. Didn't Edge have a title? He had the rated R spinner.
Yeah, The Rock had a Brahma Bull one.
Yeah, The Rock had the Brahma Bull. I mean. The TNT title, you see how they put the spin on each one. Like, I'd like to see if Scorpio Sky is going to go long term since he's such a huge Kobe guy. I'd like to see him do something in the LA color scheme, like Lakers color scheme, because he's also from SoCal. I think that would be fun. Unless you don't like that.
I don't like the Lakers.
I'm a
Celtics fan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying, though.
I know what you're saying. I would respect it. I would respect
Here
it.
we go. The Lakers suck. All right. Who do you hate? Who do you hate? Who's your Paul
I hate the
O'Neal
teams that might.
Who's your Paul O'Neal of the Lakers before we get out of here? Like, is it like what Devin George?
Nah, he wasn't good enough. I'd probably say Derek Fisher.
Brian Hunter or what? Remember?
No, Derek Fisher. I wasn't a huge fan of. I hated. Who was the guy that wore like the headband? Vujacic. Sasha Vujacic. Piece of shit. Oh, yeah. Sit in the bench as the 10th guy and play 4 minutes a game and act like you matter. Oh my God.
Mark Madsen?
Nah, he could dance. He had the funny dance. I was fine with that. I'm gonna be honest with you, and like this is not like the guy I didn't like the most was Kobe because he was the best player. That I didn't, like he was a great player. He was a good, but like he was the guy I rooted for against the most because he was the best player.
This is no disrespect to Kobe, R.I.P. and all, but like I was a McGrady guy because I'm a Rockets fan, so that was and for me it was like I spent I spent a significant part of my basketball life openly rooting against Kobe Bryant because he was on the Lakers and he was the best player on the Lakers, and I'm a Celtics fan. We don't like the Lakers. Yeah. And then, and even better in my lifetime, because I grew up around here, and sports are kind of like if you grow up in a family with sports parents,
around here, and I'm sure it might have happened to you, like they show you the history of the teams and they tell you all the history and all this stuff. So I heard about Celtics Lakers in the 80s, and then in the late 2000s, I got a piece of it with the Garnett, Pierce, and the Lakers, and they fought 2 out of 3 championships. We should have won 2 of them. Instead, they won 2 and we won 1. But like, yeah, it was, it was just, it's very simple. I don't like the Yankees. I don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't like the Montreal Canadiens.
Ooh, careful.
And I don't care. I'm a Bruins. No. I don't like the Montreal Canadiens, and I don't like the Los Angeles Lakers, because those are the overarching rivals of my sports teams that I grew up with.
I think for me, the teams I don't like with a passion is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, because you're a Cubs guy. That makes sense.
I'm a Cubs guy. I don't like the Michigan Wolverines.
Ohio State.
I don't.
No, for Notre Dame reasons?
Yeah, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I don't like.
Wait, you don't like Michigan State or Michigan?
No, I don't like Michigan, like the Wolverines.
Like the Wolverines.
Like I don't like the Wolverines, and I'm not too fond of Michigan State either. But if I had, like, I would rather freeze to death than put on a Michigan Wolverines t-shirt.
Yeah, that's like me. Before you heard a positive thing come out of the Yankees, you would kill me. Right. You would literally kill me.
Outside of that, I don't really have like another team that I like despise.
Isn't like Notre Dame? You don't like USC? Aren't they like one of the rivalries kind of?
Yeah, I don't like USC, but for some
Boston
reason,
College and Notre Dame used to have a rivalry back in the day.
Yeah, but it's not really a rivalry when we stomp them all
BC's
the time
terrible.
now.
Yeah,
but
BC's bad.
But yeah, so I don't like USC. So like I always said, if Notre Dame went 2-10 every year, as long as we beat Michigan and USC, I'd be fine. Outside of that, though, really, like I don't like the White Sox because I'm a Cubs guy. But I mean, that's about it. Other than that, like basketball, I just love basketball, so I'm open to I'll watch random Division I low end games that mean nothing just for fun. So I'm cool with that. But like, and then hockey, I don't care because I don't follow too hardcore. And then
what do you mean?
Football,
like
I grew up a Penguins fan, but I don't really like. Yeah, I'm not gonna claim that that's like my. I know.
Tell me you don't like Sidney Crosby.
What's wrong with Sidney Crosby?
Oh my God, I'm not. I already had one rant to me today. I'm not. Gonna
football. I don't really have a team in football that I just.
Yeah, you like the Browns. You've been very open.
I like it, but I'm saying like dislike, like with a passion, like you. Like I don't have that team in football that I'm like absolute, like because I grew up just liking football, and then I would, I just did. Like I don't have that like I grew up and I have to be a Colts fan for the rest of my life because I'm from Indiana, and I didn't have that. The only team that I have that are the Cubs and Notre Dame. Other than that,
I respect lacrosse. Lacrosse is fun to play. I've played it before, but like I don't pay attention to like I know they have like a major league lacrosse, and like I don't.
Yeah,
I will watch anything if it's on TV and I got nothing else to watch. I'll watch it. Like, but I usually watch. Usually they'll have the college championships like on ESPN every spring or something like that. Syracuse, John Hopkins is usually really good. I'll watch that stuff like those, but like in general, it's usually the main 4 sports. I watch a ton of golf. I love watching golf. I watch tennis as well, but I'll watch anything as long as there's competition because I'm ridiculously competitive individual. I'll watch anything. But on that note, we got to get the hell out of here. Talked about everything today. We almost went 2 hours because 20 minutes of it I was losing my friggin' mind.
Oh, you muted yourself. It's just
no, my mic disconnected for a split.
Follow
like, even my mic was like enough. So
on that note, listen, keep a eye on our social medias at
March Madness. We're gonna have some stuff coming up. We're gonna have some fun stuff.
We're gonna do some fun stuff. I know one thing we're doing for sure, and I'll announce it.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yo, you there? Did we all die? Is Pluggo? Oh no. Is Pluggo gone?
At least he waited to
the end of the show.
Yeah.
What is he's plugging stuff? He's doing his shtick, plugging things, and he falls apart. We did lose the plug. Oh no, there he is. I see him.
Okay, I'll get the hell out of here.
Listen, somebody just plug at, but just follow our socials at Between Two Beers, at B2B on Twitter, Facebook. We're on TikTok. We got some things coming. Just pay attention to those.
We're gonna do March Madness. One thing we are gonna do, I think what Pluggo was gonna say, we are gonna set up a March Madness pool for the actual March Madness tournament. Selection Sunday is this Sunday. We're gonna set up fan vote. Do we want to raid the Voros twins or CFG streams? Ooh. My vote is for CFG. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, let's give it to them. I think we rated Voros twins last Thursday because I remember hanging out in their stream for a little bit after our show. So let's go with CFG.
All right. Yeah, but be on the lookout. We're going to have a pool, and if anybody, any of you guys that are always in the chat are fans, if we're going to compete against you guys in a March Madness bracket, either on ESPN or Yahoo, we'll figure it out, but there'll be details for that. And then we're going to try to have some fun with March Madness brackets on the wrestling side of things as well this month. We got about 3 more Thursdays in March, so we might as well. We got some stuff coming up. So follow us on the social medias. Give Love Wrestling a subscribe and follow over here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. Go to Love Wrestling CA, read some of the articles, check out all of Spencer's interviews. He's really great at it. Cody's been in the chat all night. Check out his show. He had his newest debut, a YouTube exclusive last night. We got shows all the time. We got the All Elite Sidecast. You can catch us 2 and Asher with every Wednesday, every Thursday here. We got Sunday brunch on Sundays. We got blowing off streams Saturday nights. Tonight was a fun one. Sorry about the baseball rant in the middle of it. I wanted to talk about baseball, but I thought it was going to be positive.
Yeah, don't apologize.
That was awesome. And that was gold, and everyone knows.
Favorite thing that's ever happened.
Everyone knows it was gold. Most likely, if I was ever going to get lucky and go viral, it would be on one of those type of things. But anyway,
tagging Paul O'Neill in all of it.
Yeah, we want to thank Manscaped. We want to thank RK Athletics. Go to whatamaneuver.net/collections/ Where's the link, Alex? For the love of God.
1 week off, and he is just
watch the show.
What are you doing?
Goodness gracious. Go to whatamaneuver.net/love-wrestling-ca. Get some Between Two Beards merch. Get some Astrid merch. Smark and Friends merch. Love Wrestling merch. Get it all. Get it all. You can also go to lovewrestling.ca shop. You can buy yourself one of these fancy Sunday brunch mugs. Pluggo's got one too. Do all the things. Buy all the things. Give us all the follows. Go there. Give us a perfect score because we are perfect. Follow Pluggo.
Paul O'Neill, you bum.
Follow Pluggo. Follow me. Here are our things. We'll be back here next Thursday night, 8 p.m. Same channel for Between Two Beards. Until then, peace out. Screw Paul O'Neill.